Hello everyone, welcome to Surviving Millennial. Today we're gonna keep talking about things that will make your character more believable. This will be part 3 of the series, and today we're gonna be talking about how to give them a voice that goes with their personality. Why this? Because when you're creating a character, depending on their age, you want their voice to go with their personality, because it would be wrong to have like a younger version, let's see, like a 10-year-old talking like an old man from like 50 years. That would be weird, unless it's a reincarnation of the 15-year or a body swap or something like that. In other words, it's going to be really weird, especially kids have not developed the way to communicate in a complicated way at that time. So if you're creating a teen that's like 13 to 18 years old, they probably will have some type of slang in their language. A lot of young kids have sarcasm and strong opinion. I'm gonna give you an example. I was reading The Empire of the Vampire and Empire of the Dam, and the character Dior is a young woman that she basically wears male clothes to hide her identity because she feels more comfortable being a man. But she has really strong opinions because of the role she has to do and what she now knows basically is her destiny. I'm not gonna go into that because I'm going to spoil you the book and maybe you want to read the book. But really that doesn't stop her from being impulsive and say what is on her mouth, even though the slang we can say is medieval. I'm sorry if I butchered that, but when you read it, you know that she's basically 17 years old and not like a 10-year-old or older than that. The protagonist, we know he's older just because the way he talks, and also we know the slang he uses. Young adults characters usually are a little bit more self-reflective and sometimes casual. When I mean young adult, I mean 20 to 30 year old. Most of my characters are 20 to 30 year old, so basically their language, their way they talk is self-reflective and sometimes casual. But we also have a little bit of refinement in their talk, especially when they're in a ball or they're talking with older people, because the way they were also brought through. So that's also something that you need to watch out, because if your character comes from royalty, there's a lot of probability they will have study ethic, and that's also something in the language that you can add or should add if they come from royalty. And adults of 40 years or more, their voice is more grounded and their humor is dark or dry. What I mean by this is, if a character is more older, their probability is they're going to go right to the stepping stone. They're not gonna go sweet and simple. When they'll tell you something, they're gonna tell you, and they're not gonna care if they hurt your feelings. Or also you have the character that is old and is going to talk to you like the things that they live, the things that they've gone through, and also they could be poetic in the way life is supposed to be lived. What I mean by this is the character probably will be like saying, don't waste your time, appreciate nature, something like that. That would be a more older, wise character. And then we have their more older ones. I said 40 or more in the adults, but you can also go like 50 to ancient. When I mean ancient is we also have some characters that are like 100 to 100 years older. Those tends to be also wise, and and reminiscence of the past. This character is nostalgic. They could use more pauses when they talk, and they usually will tell stories. The best way to implement this in your stories, the best way you could basically see what I mean is take a time, go outside, go to some place, go to a bar, see how things talk, go to a park, see how things talk versus how older people, see how millennial talk, see how Gen Z talks, see how the let's say alpha generation talks, and you will see the difference that I mean. If you can go and visit a retirement home, that would be a great way to see how old people express themselves and how they talk. You also have the technology to go in YouTube and see a lot of how do you say it? Entrevista. I'm reading a book about a reporter and I cannot say this word in my the tip of my tongue is this. Interviews. You can see interviews of people interviewing old people and people that have money, also people that have ethic and all the stuff, and that will give you a good idea how to basically put that language in your characters and see how they talk and see how they relate and see how it's going to relate with their age. And yeah, I'm gonna be leaving this video here. Remember to watch my other videos. If you want something funny to watch, go see my shorts. I also am starting to upload some nostalgia videos. If you want to see those and go away and watch something peaceful that reminds you when you were a kid, then go there. And I'll be leaving this video here and I'll be seeing you soon.